Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Former WWE star Saraya, more famously known as Paige, has been linked to a possible return after her contract with AEW expired. She recently made a comment about Stephanie McMahon amid the rumors of a comeback. Saraya left WWE in 2022 after her contract expired, signing with AEW as an in-ring talent. After retiring in 2018 due to neck injuries, the two-time Divas champion was cleared to make a comeback under Tony Khan's promotion and even won the AEW Women's World Championship in 2023. Now that she's a free agent again, the anti-diva has been rumored to return to WWE. However, it seems like she's focused on acting, sharing it during an appearance on the Women's Wrestling Talk podcast. She also pointed out Stephanie McMahon deserves to have a biopic film because of all the things that have happened in her career. It wouldn't be surprising to see Saraya return because there are a lot of former WWE stars who joined AEW and returned in recent years, such as Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Aleister Black, and Rusev. Saraya set to train under Natalya later this year. To add more fuel to the rumors of her in-ring return, Saraya also revealed on the Women's Wrestling Talk podcast that she's set to find herself in the ring later this year. She plans to train at the Dungeon 2.0 under Natalya and TJ Wilson. The anti-diva hasn't wrestled since October 8, 2024. When she lost a fatal four-way match to determine the #1 contender for the AEW Women's World title. In a moment that electrified social media and sent wrestling fans into a speculative spiral, Saraya, once known as Paige in WWE, made a heartfelt, public plea directed at none other than Stephanie McMahon. The timing couldn't be more intriguing. WWE is experiencing a seismic creative resurgence, and whispers of Saraya's return are growing louder by the hour. For someone who walked away from WWE with both legacy and heartbreak trailing behind her, this bold outreach wasn't just nostalgia, it was a statement. And possibly, the first step towards something epic. Steph, let's talk. It started with a simple post. No dramatic image. No flashy promo video. Just a message, short, raw, and loaded with subtext. At Steph McMahon, if there's still room for magic, let's talk. Red Heart, Saraya. Within minutes, #Saraya and #WWE Return were trending across X, formerly Twitter. Fans, dirt sheets, podcasters, and even fellow wrestlers jumped in. Was this a tease? A real olive branch? A negotiation in public view? But this wasn't just another tweet. This was the tweet. Because for Saraya, the history with Stephanie McMahon runs deep. The history, from prodigy to pain. Saraya's WWE career is the stuff of legend. She made her main roster debut on the Raw after WrestleMania XXX and won the Divas Championship in her first match, instantly turning heads and redefining what women's wrestling could look like. She was young, rebellious, British, and undeniably magnetic. She was also, for a time, seen as a Stephanie project. McMahon believed in the future of women's wrestling long before it became a catchphrase. And Saraya, edgy and authentic, was the revolution's first spark. But her story turned tragic too fast. A series of injuries, backstage drama, and a forced retirement in her mid-20s left her watching from the sidelines. A trailblazer silenced before her time. While she stayed with the company in non-wrestling roles, her departure was bittersweet. In 2022, Saraya shocked the industry by debuting in AEW. There, she made waves, returned to in-ring action, and became a pillar in the women's division. But as AEW's momentum sees ups and downs, and as WWE's creative winds shift dramatically under the new TKO umbrella, a return to where it all began feels inevitable. Why now? That's the million-dollar question. Why now? Some speculate her AEW contract is nearing its end. Others think it's a power move, public leverage, perhaps, to push negotiations with AEW or stir interest from WWE. But there's a more emotional layer beneath it all. Stephanie McMahon recently re-emerged in headlines herself, appearing at charity events, making strategic statements, and reportedly holding quiet meetings with WWE leadership. While her official role remains ambiguous post-Vince era, she's still the heart of WWE's evolution, and to Saraya, possibly a lifeline. The plea wasn't to Triple H, not to Nick Khan, not to Paul Heyman or the current creative leads. It was to Stephanie. That says something. This wasn't about contracts. This was about connection, fan reactions. Bring her home. The WWE universe, always loud and opinionated, seemed unusually united. Paige walking out at Royal Rumble 2025? Injected into my veins. If Saraya comes back, that's the final piece to the women's revolution puzzle. She started it. Let her finish it. Fantasy booking ran wild. Some imagine her as a surprise entrant in the next Rumble, squaring off with Bayley or Becky Lynch in a stare-down that makes time stop. Others think she could return as a GM, a voice for the voiceless in a storyline with the Judgment Day or Liv Morgan's current run. But many want what seems impossible. Saraya, fully cleared, fully trusted, back in the ring under WWE lights. Stephanie's silence so far. As of now, Stephanie McMahon has said nothing publicly in response. But sources say WWE higher-ups are well aware of the post. Internally, some believe Saraya's public approach was calculated, not out of desperation, but out of hope. A sign that even amid competition, loyalty and legacy still matter. Because Saraya's plea wasn't just for a job. It was for a place where she belongs, a place where she made history, a place that still has her fingerprints on every women's match that main events a pay-per-view. The poetry of a return. If WWE were to welcome Saraya back, the story writes itself. The woman who kicked off the revolution walks back through the door. Older, wiser, maybe a little scarred, but still a fighter. She wouldn't be coming back to claim her throne. She'd be coming back to finish her story. Maybe she puts over the next generation. Maybe she becomes the spiritual mentor to someone like Roxanne Perez. Maybe she feuds with Rhea Ripley in a battle of identities. Or maybe, just maybe, she gets that final run that was stolen from her in her 20s. And maybe Stephanie McMahon, herself a symbol of women breaking ceilings in a male-dominated world, stands in the ring to welcome her back. Not just as a boss, but as someone who always believed. Final thoughts. A plea for possibility. In a world where wrestling is part theater, part sport, and all heart, Saraya's tweet hits differently. It's more than just career maneuvering. It's personal. She's asking for a conversation. Not a guarantee, not a title shot, not even a return date. Just a talk. And if there's one thing WWE loves, it's a comeback story. The Phoenix rising. The redemption arc. The unfinished business finally addressed. Saraya still has chapters to write. And Stephanie McMahon may be the only one who can turn the page. So here's to hope. Here's to magic. Here's to the moment the anti-diva becomes the heartbeat of WWE again.